Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in today. Talking about following up from yesterday's energy. Of course, the moon is in Libra. That's where the emotions are, relationships. And talking about the relationships and the situations between Venus and Mars, which is the focus right now, is within. But today, Lilith is going to be really join Mars. There's going to be these situations, and the moon is going to be crossing into Scorpio, which is going to prepare us for tomorrow when all this it's going to be kind of like poof. All right. So talking about those energies, they are out right now in there working within those energies. It is about you to find your inner strength. Strength as a feminine, strength as a masculine. Look at your authority within you, which is your sun power, following your intuitions from within yourself, which is that is the moon, and headed out towards proper learning, which is that is the divine energies with Saturn and Mars. And this energy with Saturn and Mars is going to be dictating 7 o'clock. This is going to be dictating the 7 o'clock because Saturn and the midheaven, which is your inner work in there. If somebody is going to be born exactly at this time in there, this is going to be someone who is very powerful, spiritual, divine, masculine warrior at this time. So it depends what time it's going to be, but if that is, the ascendant is at 1 degree of Cancer, which is this person focus is going to be focused within the family. And the 1 degree of Cancer is in divine energies with Pluto, talking about a personality who's going to be fight, fight for its right. Uh, and kind of like I gotta fight for what is right. I think there was something with Eminem in there, like in a song or something's coming up, rapping in my head right now. But that was gonna be the energies in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. Midheaven it's at 8 degrees. Saturn is at 6 degrees on their positions. And with that being said, let's go and see what it's cooking into the stars. I kind of like begin to zoom in. For so the moon, it's really gonna be an interesting in this positions because the moon it's at 23 degrees of Libra this time. It's gonna have a divine energies with Mercury, but later on, the moon is gonna be have divine energies with Uranus. That is going to be one of the sudden changes from within itself. That is the power of growth. Now it's the power of the divine communications within the partnerships, within the situations, because of the moon. It is in a beautiful trine with the ascendant. That is in Cancer. That is when those kind of like trines, they are very particular. And let me tell you why they are particular because Cancer is at 9 o'clock. Libra is at 6 o'clock. Usually they create a square angle between each other. And that square, it's intense energies. But if the energies right here at the first degree and the moon, it's a specific aspect in there and begins to be a little bit at the end of Libra and it's catching a little bit of the energies of Scorpio, there is this trine that goes on. That is a cardinal changes in the relationships for the family. And looking at these energies, you may gonna feel it down in the morning. This is gonna be a powerful, powerful energies. So at 8 o'clock, Ascendant is at 14 degrees of Cancer. Midheaven is together with Neptune. That has a divine energies with the moon. The divine visions are coming in within you. Very powerful aspects. That is a Pluto with Neptune still connecting with Venus at this time, together with the midheaven, which is the feminine energies. It's going to be working in the right directions. The feminine is going to be like, I'm looking at within this. I'm learning informations. I'm finding what we have to do next. I'm going to do the research. I'm looking at the things that I have to get at all this debacle. While the masculine, it's like, I can't do the research. All I have to do is like pour out the fires within me, and I'm studying these new divine energies. I need to go into this man cave. I need to go into church. I need to go into the temple. I am doing something special for God. Thank you, Divine Feminine. Do your research. I'm going to be doing this divine learning. That is going to be the energies because Mars has nothing else to be. But if you're understanding these positions, everything's going to be fine. If you don't understand these positions, everything is going to turn into fight. That is it, the needs, the demands that the one partner needs the other. You're going to need each other when you need in each other. This is not like codependency. The interdependence is like, okay, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing, and then we're going to bring everything together. We know what's going on, let's do it. So this is a going to be the storm because some of the people, they're not going to find out these energies. They're not going to be having this higher level of awareness, this higher level of energies understanding. They have this lower, it's like, yeah, you should do this and that, you should do this and that, you must, you have to, uh, perceptions, uh, efforts, and all these culture things, and so on in there. Not like, well, why you guys doing this? Masculine works with the divine, feminine work on her intuitions to do the right thing. That's what this is. But if they're together and they're not doing this work, then it's going to be this separations inside of them. And this is why right now Lilith, that it's coming with Mars, is going to be first trigger for Mars. If you cannot trigger Mars, it's going to be triggering who? It's going to be triggering Venus. If I cannot push you with the pressure, I'm going to be, guess what? I'm going to be giving you a little bit different things. That Lilith is the serpent. The serpent, that could be situations, that could be a people, that could be a lot of things trying to take you away of going back, because that's what the purpose of the serpent was in all these divine stories, is to separate the couple. When they have separations, they cannot be unified in the paradise, so they have to go out. And talking about all this energies with Lilith is going to be very intense for it, because this energy at 10 o'clock is going to be seen rising up into the horizon. Something is going to happen, something is going to be from what it in. But with this divine energies from Saturn, that is with Mars and Lilith, that is a for the people not to act like Lilith, not to act like the serpent, not to go ahead and bugging things up. That is a like the mother of your wife, for example, goes in there and says things into her son-in-law. You should not do this, you should not get this, you should not get it, so on and so on, when she doesn't know the whole story at all. Okay, kind of like giving you in a human-based perspective out of this. That is a one percentage of Lilith, or you trying to put your point of view of something that you should not even do it in the first place. So, talking about this, you may have things within your mind, within the battles within it. What's going on? What is this happens to me all of a sudden? What is it? All those energies. What did I did? Because Mars is like, my primary missions is focus of the learnings. I'm learning things. You comes in and do all this to me. That's not gonna work. But if you Mars pay attention exactly into that energy, he's gonna ignite that energy, and that energy of Lilith is gonna be basically drive him mad. Mars is gonna be just like. So if you feel a little bit of bump on within about the relationships and so on, make sure the things are clear first and the divine masculine perspective within you. Okay, That's what there is, because right now the moon, it's not really square all these situations, but in the 2 days this is gonna be really pounding in there, because when at the moon it's gonna be walking within the beginning of Scorpio, she's gonna be really opposing this Mars Taurus North Node. And when the moon goes over its own north south node, this is going to be like someone who's going to remind you something that you did in the past, just to prevent you to advance into the future. And Mars is not going to be happy about this. And look at it within those energies. That is the storm in there. You to look at it, this battle, before the battle begins. So, talking about this energy of 10 o'clock, the midheaven is going to be at 27 degrees. That is going to be opposing the moon. The thing is going to be intensified on that positions. You're going to be dealing with this energy later on, and it's about 5 in afternoon. But pretty much at 5 of afternoon, the ascendant and the moon, they're going to be coming together. And this is energy is going to be one of the midheaven, and Lilith is going to be your inner work. So this is going to be emotions triggering through all this internally inside of it. This is going to be like, what should I do in the battle? What should I do within this? What should I get in? While the feminine energies are dealing with research. What is the research of this feminine energies? That is about primarily communications and seeking information, seeking vision, seeking guidance, seeking internally inside of our own self about the family. So later on at 11 o'clock, the ascendant is at 20 degrees of Leo. Midheaven it goes at 12 degrees of Taurus. That is going to be sextiling with Saturn, but squaring the ascendant in there. The energy is not going to be very pleasurable at this time. So positive aspects, that it's from Pluto to Neptune and Neptune to Venus, and Mars towards the Sun, the authority. Everything else is either divine energies or precious energies. Talking about that the moon is squaring Pluto, talking about that the moon is opposing the North Node and Jupiter, which is there right now, both together within the 3 degrees, and talking about this, that the moon is also squaring Venus. This is like in the relationships, the energies currently is like, I don't see these feminine things. I don't see this feminine softness. I don't see these feminine positions. I don't see this feminine thing. And now the feminine is seeking for an answer. What kind of feminine things needs to develop from within? If something's missing, you develop it. Not it's like you abandon the ship and it's like, well, I cannot do this. You already know what that's mean when you say I cannot do this. You actually lose the self-belief inside of it. And when you say I can't, you basically can't with you. But if you say, you know what, let me do, maybe I'm sabotage myself. You go and you look the things, because who is leading you? Love. That's what leading your path. All right, so at 12 o'clock, midheaven goes at 27 degrees of Taurus, beautiful trines with Pluto. There is a beautiful sextile with Venus. Now, this energies for that hour, it just kind of like works, and it's like, and not anymore this kind of like additional fights. That's going to be the moment when a Venus finds the key solutions in Earth, find these energies in there, because Venus is right here. That is a midheaven, and at the same time, Venus is trining Neptune, and Pluto is right here. So there is a creations of an angel wings of this time. That's what Venus is going to be. Aha moment. Now I know what I need to do in order to take the flight. I don't have to battle this mind and think, because I got my intuitions to listen it from within. At the same time, midheaven is in divine energies with the moon, and the moon is in divine energies with Neptune. That's going to be this divine time when the divine intuitions in the relationship is like, I know what I need to do to establish this perfect oneness from within, make this balance happen. Some people are going to reach the balance. If you reach the balance, you're going to be feel like calm, like a cotton. You're gonna be feel a little bit sleepy but peaceful within you. You're gonna be finding this power that your emotions are not disbalanced, your energies is not disbalanced, and you're gonna be finding the solutions from within yourself. Ascendant at 2 degrees of Virgo is in divine energies with Pluto. As you see it, the divine is just support during the hard times. But if you're not looking to the divine, you may acting on the base of the lower energies. So here is at 1 o'clock. That is at the time when usually the authority is. This is a midday. I mean, the sun is at the highest point from it, and that highest point actually squaring Saturn. It's just like, I don't want this teacher. I don't like this. Well, guess who was there? Mars was there for 6 months, lurking into the Gemini. And he had a divine aspects. He had these squares. He was going back, going forward 6 months. If you didn't have enough with this, now the authority within yourself is like, been there, done that. You know what? I'm not just gonna battling Saturn. I'm done with it. I'm gonna go back into this masculine divine energies in there, and I'm gonna listen what Saturn said back then. I am listening the teacher. I'm listening the universe. I'm listening God. I'm becoming divine masculine. That is gonna be the right road for some of you. Okay, so ascendant, that is at 14 degrees at Virgo. That is a healing time within Mercury and Uranus through communications and the sudden changes within your mind by the intuitions inside of you. You're going to be learning proper way of communicate. Communicate with who? About your relationships with God. So that's mean communications with God. Proper relationship with the communications within your own self. Good. Proper communications within your lover, your partner, whatever the situation is. But every other relationship you have, ship, situationship, maybe whatever that might be. Okay, you going from within that. Otherwise, you are fighting the north to north. It's going to be opposing the moon. The north node and Jupiter, they're squaring Pluto, Venus, and Mars. They're both squaring Pluto. They're either going to transform, become these divine powers, or the things are not going to go. And if you have a hard time right now within the partnerships and situations, with the additions of Lilith, this is like you're going back into the paradise and Eve looking at the serpent. And if it's like, you know what, you got us in a mess in the first place, dear serpent, you got the wrong thing. This time Mars was, Adam is like, should I play with you, serpent? No, I have a better idea. I will lead you in the hands of God. He knows what to do with you. He was your creator. I don't want to waste my dirty hands with you. That's mean that the Mars forgive all this. So this is going to be a lot of things with the forgiveness. There's going to be a lot of growth during this tough times. But if your Mars has not grow up, he's going to be fighting with these energies. He's going to be getting. The only thing here is he's going to be destroying things from within himself because triggers the anger within while he has to look into the divine. And that anger may cost him the relationship with the feminine. Tough lessons. You want to become a divine. You want to fight all those powers within you. Now you got a chance to prove yourself. Are you really converting yourself into a divine masculine powers? Well, you're going to have some chances tomorrow. So, talking about later on at 2 o'clock, midheaven, it goes into Gemini at 25 degrees. There is a beautiful trine with the moon, and ascendant is at 26 degrees of Virgo. That ascendant actually is going to point out the healing that is going to come, and the way certain changes that's going to be with Uranus. The universe is going to be helping because he's in Taurus. So whatever it is in Capricorn or Virgo, the universe is supporting. There is beautiful trines there. The universe is right there on Earth. That's what he is. And there is a beautiful sextile with Venus. So all this energy is going to be like, here we go, divine feminine, support your divine masculine while he goes through his toughest battles within. Understand these battles that goes on inside of him. So at 3 o'clock, the ascendant goes into Libra. The midheaven is in Cancer. Ascendant is a very beautiful times with Mars. That is gonna be like, oh yeah, thanks for the divine feminine. I have the balance within myself. Ascendant is the divine energies with Saturn, and now this energy of Mars going to Saturn, and from Saturn going into the ascendant, that energy actually shows up pretty well. Good. Why? The ascendant has no negative aspects. The ascendant is in trine with Pluto, sextile with Mars, and trining with the Sun within the authority. Now, Mars is like, I see what I needed to do. So when the time comes in, I am going to be ready because I see the serpent, but he's a little bit far away. But I will know what to do. I know my enemy, but I leave my enemy in the hands of God. Hey, Journey, thank you for coming in. Glad to see you here. Good morning to you. So, talking about the 4 o'clock, there's going to be this preview there within the feminine, and the feminine has to choose really to support, to understand that support that they have to do towards the masculine to maintain this balance. Ascendant at Libra, there it's right now at 20 degrees, is in this divine energies with Uranus. That is it, the sudden changes that comes in from the feminine. Why? Because midheaven and Venus are connecting into Uranus. That is it, the sudden changes in the material world, actions, performance in the material, do something in the material, not just talk something, something that it's actually really done within. So later on, talking about this 5 o'clock energies that I was mentioned earlier, ascendant is together with the moon that it's about transitioning into Scorpio. Now we have midheaven, it's together with Mars. So here is what's going on. Lilith, Mars, and a midheaven are together. This is the time when Mars and Lilith got together and they have to do this work. But that work creates intensity with what? Creates intensity with Jupiter and the North Node, which is your destiny, creates those, 3 points times two, that makes 6 aspects, just those. Then it creates oppositions with Pluto. 3 times 1 makes 3. So it becomes 9 negative aspects. Then 3 times 2 towards the moon, that's negative aspects. That added another 6. So we're talking about so far 15 negative aspects right there. But the moon in some ways got pretty much the same thing. So you're gonna be looking at on those energies. They are coming in. They are gonna be fight. There's gonna be the time for you to look all that. And begins the meeting. The meeting is gonna last until tomorrow. Sometimes it's gonna end. I have a look what actually time that is, but this energies is gonna be really intense. So the only energies are in there that is going to be the divine energies with Saturn, and Saturn is giving these beautiful trines with the ascendant and the moon, and also the intuitions knows the divine way, which is that is going to be helping Venus, the divine feminine. They both know what's going on, but they're both going to know the wrong road and the right road and the divine road. So here it is within yourself what you are going to choose as far as a energies. Okay, you can choose things from within. But the biggest lesson is going to be about who? About the serpent. Don't play with the serpent. Don't engage with the serpent. Don't be the serpent. And don't go in a fight because of things that what is. But enjoy your energies. But you have to have the conflict in order to prove, do you really have this under control? Do you really can perform this? Because you gotta be meeting at something at some point. So here is at 6 o'clock. The energy is shifting a little bit. Better way. The ascendant goes into the underworld, which is Scorpio. Beautiful trines with Saturn at that point. Midheaven, it goes in 23 degrees of Leo. That is a sextile with the moon. The energy is not that intense. The things are shifting, the things are moving. Some of the energies are still present in there, but it's not that heavy as the previous hour. We are going to be looking at of what we have to remove. And what we have to remove, it is our understanding of toxic situations, these fights, these improper things from within. Because the next hour, the ascendant is at 25 degrees, 25 minutes at Scorpio. That's going to be the time when you see the darkness that needs to be removed, the darkness that needs to be moved out, and what is going to be this situations, these internal things inside of it for. So at 8 o'clock, midheaven it goes. At 25 degrees of Virgo, the energies are getting a little better. This is going to be like, oof, yeah, okay, I was in this intensity. I see what I did right. I see what it was missing. I'm making these readjustments. I'm making this process. I understand within in there. This is like what is actually today is going to happen. Is like before the battle, you have preview how the battle goes. Actually, that is learned in some of the martial arts in there. It's like you foreseen the things that comes in. And tomorrow, about these times, you're gonna go through pretty much the same thing. But this time it's gonna be more intense because the moon is not in Libra anymore, where you have the peace and balance. The moon actually goes into the underworld, to the fight, to the darkness, to test you. And this is gonna be putting some energies towards who? Lilith. So this is why right now, today, you are preparing for this. You're having this foresight, how to win the battle from within. So both masculine and feminine energies, they are going to be learning on this. Uh, uh, Journey. Hi, Christine. Journey. Dio, could you please answer later what Polus as a planet stands for it? Okay. We're going to be looking into that later on. Um, Let me finish the report. And actually, I'm going to send you an information on the Facebook that's going to be talking more if that's related to your chart. I'm going to look at the positions in there through your chart and send it to you. Does that sound good? All right. So 9 o'clock, those energies are going to be shifting. Midheaven goes into a Libra. Remind you about what it was when the moon was there, when it was in Libra. That is going to be a beautiful trines with the authority. You detect the authority of this balance in there. And looking at with that, the midheaven is sextile with Mars, and Mars is sextile with the Sun. We are talking about you taking the authority of divine warrior within you. You're not taking the authority of this fight on the earth level. You don't bring all this. But since the moon is already just shift with in Scorpio, you are feeling these energies. You begin to feel this intensified energies that goes on. You get in it. Why are you feeling it? Because in the next hour, which is 10 o'clock, the moon and midheaven is going to come together. So before talking about 5 o'clock, when you have that intense energies right now, and you see what the moon does, now you're dealing with these emotions about the fight, these emotions that it's going on within. The moon and the midheaven, they are squaring Mars in Lilith, they're squaring Venus, they're opposing Jupiter in the North Node, and they're squaring Pluto. Wish you good luck, everybody. But is there is an exit there? Yes, there is. The ascendant at 3 degrees of Capricorn is a divine energies with Mars. But look at it on this, the midheaven and the moon are right here. On this side right here is the ascendant. Okay. And through that energies with the ascendant, on this side right here is the North Node and Jupiter. All right. And the other side out of this beautiful energies, there is Venus in there. And now you have what's called the angel wings inside of all those energies. Okay. On the other side, we have this the moon with the Saturn trines, and we have this other side with Jupiter, the North Node, and the Ascendant at the same time. So there is a lot of wings are going on. One's it's little, the other one it's bigger. The question is each one you're going to take? As long as you take the one of them, that's going to be beautiful. As long as you take the one of them and you take a flight, basically you to reach higher within the vibrations, higher within the understandings in there, and you to rise up from this lower energies. So at 11 o'clock midheaven, it's going to be at Scorpio. You're going to see this preview about tomorrow. This is why sometimes when you go to sleep with certain energies, you wake up in the morning and you know what the energies will be. Midheaven, it's telling you the things. Ascendant is at 18 degrees of Capricorn, and it is opposing Venus. So things are not feeling it right. Something is not. Something has to be done. Some things has got to be done. Well, the real relationships is tested through the hard times, because when there is a good time, what are you going to test it about it? You can't. But through the hard time, there is a time when everything is tested. The trust, the belief, the get together, the hold on to each other, and supporting to each other. It's a test, guys. We talk about the test, the purging, and so on. It's still going on. Okay. And for those who are going into the path, the right energies, the right situations, congratulations to you. For those who are going to be fighting within themselves, wish them a great fight within so they can win over what they need to change within. And for everyone, please stay calm. Try not to make more mess than it already is. All right, guys. Love you so much. If you have so many questions, I will go ahead and answer for you. If not, let's share the love and the light. And Journey 555, I'm going to be looking at your chart and I'm going to send it to you because I sense that there is something important that you need to look, but I've got to open up your chart right now. So I'm doing it in about 10 minutes. Probably I will send you the information that you seek. All right. You're welcome. Be love and peace, guys. That's all I can tell you. Everything else doesn't really matter. But when it's your test time to perform, do your best. Be your best. All right? If it gets too hard, give it to the divine. They know what to do with it. Just don't give up. That's all that is. Be love, guys.